After recent abuse allegations against Sasha Zverev surfaced to the public, the majority of tennis fans, including myself, were hoping that at least his results on the court will stagnate and we won't have to talk about him positively. But guess what happened? Alexander Zverev won the title in Hamburg, which just proves that karma doesn't exist, at least in sports that is. And the sooner you'll accept it, the better your viewing experience will be, because it's not like he's the first questionable athlete that succeeds in their respective sports. I mean, we don't have to look far back to find a tennis player that fits this criteria to a T. Arina Sabalenka openly supported a dictator until she needed a visa to go to the UK, so judge her sudden change of mind as you wish. That killed her own people just for opposing him, and call me crazy, but I don't think it's a characteristic of a good person. But still, after doing all that, she won Australian Open, and people were actually blindly happy for her. Boris Becker is still considered a legend and a role model, even though he was jailed for 8 months. And again, I would say that the majority of the people that go to jail should not be considered as role models, but in this case, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. But if you want to look outside of tennis, then just look at basketball. Karl Malone had a child with 13-year-old when he was 19, and even after that he had no repercussions, and he had the privilege to be one of the main rivals of possibly the greatest that the sport has ever seen. And again, people just forget about the atrocities that this scumbag Karl Malone was involved in just because he was good at throwing a ball through the hoop. So it's clear to see that karma doesn't work in sports. The sooner you'll understand that players like Andrei Rublev and Ons Jabeur might never win the big one, even though they seem like the most kind, lovable, pure people on earth, the better, because in sports being a good person doesn't mean that you are automatically becoming great. And it doesn't matter how discouraging it sounds, because it is the truth, and I think the only way to cope with this reality is to accept it and take it easy, my friend.